Hello, welcome back to my channel. Prophecy against Egypt. Be reading Isaiah chapter 17 today. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for everyone that is subscribed. Hopefully you get wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, and read your word every day. Hold it as like your greatest treasure. What the heck? Something on me. The burden against Damascus. Behold, Damascus will cease from being a city, and it will be a ruinous heap. And the cities of Aroer are forsaken. They will be for flocks, which lie down, and no one will make them afraid. The fortress also will cease from Ephraim, the kingdom from Damascus, and the remnant of Syria. They'll be as the glory of the children of Israel, says the Lord of hosts. In that day it shall come to pass that the glory of Jacob will wane, and the fatness of his flesh groweth lean. It will be as when the harvester gathers the grain, and reaps the heads with his arm. It shall be as he who gathers heads of... I was reading that again. It shall be as he who gathers heads of grain in the valley of Rephaim. Verse 6. Yet gleaning grapes will be left in it, like the shaking of an olive tree. 2 or 3 olives at the top of the uppermost bough, 4 or 5 in its most fruitful branches, says the Lord God of Israel. In that day a man will look to his Maker, and his eyes will have respect for the Holy One of Israel. He will not look to the altars, the work of his hands. He will not respect what his fingers have made, nor the wooden images, nor the incense altars. In that day his strong cities will be as a forsaken bow. I'll say a bow, and an uppermost branch, which they left because of the children of Israel. And there will be desolation, because you have forgotten the God of your salvation, and have not been mindful of the rock of your stronghold. Therefore you will plant pleasant plants, and set out foreign seedlings. In the day you will make your plant to grow, and in the morning you will make your seed to flourish. But the harvest will be a heap of ruins in the day of grief and desperate sorrow. Woe to the multitude of many people, who make a noise like the roar of the seas, and to the rushing of nations, that make a rushing like the rushing of mighty waters. The nations will rush like the rushing of many waters. For God will rebuke them, and they will flee far away, and will be chased like the chaff of the mountains before the wind, like the rolling thing before the whirlwind. Then behold, at eventide trouble, and before the morning he is no more. This is the portion of those who plunder us, and the lot of those who rob us. Now I'll be reading Streams in the Desert, March 27th. I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. Romans 8:18. A remarkable event occurred recently at a wedding in England. The bridegroom, a very wealthy young man of high social standing, had been blinded by an accident at the age of 10. In spite of his blindness, he had graduated from the university with honors and had now won the heart of his beautiful bride. Although he had never looked upon her face shortly before his marriage, he underwent a new round of treatments by specialists, and the result was ready to be revealed on the day of his wedding. The big day arrived with all the guests and their presents. In attendance were cabinet ministers, generals, bishops, and learned men and women. The groom dressed for the wedding, but with his eyes still covered by bandages, rode to the church with his father. His famous ophthalmologist met them in the vestry of the church. The bride entered the church on the arm of her white-haired father. She was so moved she could hardly speak. Would the man she loved finally see her face? A face others admired, but he knew only through the touch of his delicate fingers. As she neared the altar, while the soft strains of the wedding march floated through the church, she saw an unusual group. There before her stood the groom, his father, and the doctor. The doctor was in the process of cutting away the last bandage. Once the bandage was removed, the groom took a step forward, yet with the trembling uncertainty of someone who is not completely awake. A beam of rose-colored light from a pane in the window above the altar fell across his face, but he did not seem to see it. Could he see anything? Yes. Recovering in an instant his steadiness and demeanor, and with a dignity and joy never before seen on his face, he stepped forward to meet his bride. They looked into each other's eyes, and it seemed as if his gaze would never wander from her face. "At last," she said, "at last," he echoed, solemnly bowing his head. It was a scene with great dramatic power as well as one of great joy. But as beautiful as this story is, it is but a mere suggestion of what will actually take place in heaven, when Christians who have been walking through the world of trial and sorrow shall see him face to face. 1 Corinthians 13:12. Just longing, dear Lord, for you, Jesus, beloved and true. Yearning and wondering when you'll be coming back again. Under all I say and do, just longing, dear Lord, for you. Some glad day, all watching past, you will come for me at last. Then I'll see you, hear your voice, be with you rejoice. How the sweet hope thrills me through, sets me longing, dear Lord, for you. Well, that's the end of that reading. Thanks for watching. God bless you. Hope to see you in the next video. Please like and subscribe.